You're listening to When Liberty Remembers, the Republic Emerges, a series for the ones who feel the shift, the ones who know something is wrong but can't always name it. This is where the forgotten architecture of freedom is revealed. One truth, one gate, one awakening at a time. Let's begin. Season 4 unlocks the 12 gates of civic power, the forgotten architecture that turns ordinary citizens into fearless participants in the Republic. Season 4, The Republic Emerges, The 12 Gates of Civic Power. Episode 9, Gate 7, The Presumption of Incapacity. How the system treats you like a child until you prove you aren't. There is an unspoken assumption baked into every courtroom in America, a quiet, paternalistic shadow that hangs in the air long before anyone speaks. The presumption is this: you don't know what you're doing. Not because you're uneducated, not because you're unfit, not because you're incapable, but because the system is designed to treat you as procedurally incompetent until you demonstrate otherwise. This is the seventh gate. It is the gate where the state politely, subtly, almost gently decides you are a child and approaches you accordingly. And most people, carrying their fear, their confusion, their exhaustion, slip unconsciously into the role the system expects: a dependent, a ward, a subordinate. But the Republic built something different, something older, something truer. She built a system where the default was competence, and incompetence had to be proven, not presumed. Somewhere along the journey, the people forgot, but you will remember. The court does not see you the way you see you. You walk into the courtroom thinking you're an adult, but the system sees someone who doesn't know the rules, someone without legal training, someone likely intimidated, someone who might panic, someone who might derail the process, someone easier to guide than to empower. This is not malicious. This is institutional habit. The courtroom assumes you need direction, restriction, explanation, and sometimes protection, even when you don't. And the moment you accept that role, the court closes the seventh gate around you, not with force, with assumption. The presumption of incapacity, decoded. The seventh gate is built on a simple, ancient legal idea. If you do not assert your own competence, the court presumes procedural incapacity. Not medical incapacity, not cognitive incapacity, not moral incapacity, procedural incapacity. Meaning you don't understand the steps, you don't understand the filings, you don't understand the evidence rules, you don't understand the risks, you don't understand the consequences, you don't understand what your silence costs. From that assumption, the court grants itself enormous latitude to protect you. But protection is the velvet mask of control. If you don't break this presumption, the system will gladly make decisions on your behalf in the name of helping you. How the system subtly puts you in the role of a child. Watch closely and you'll see it. 1. The judge speaks to you slowly, as if you're fragile. 2. The court-appointed lawyer explains things in a way that discourages your questions. 3. Clerks refuse to give you forms unless you ask for them precisely. 4. The court warns you that representing yourself is dangerous. 5. You are told you should listen to counsel. 6. Your attempts to speak are filtered or redirected. 7. Your knowledge is treated as suspicious rather than capable. All of it reinforces one message: we know what's best. But the Republic was not built on that idea. She was built on the radical belief that citizens are capable, that self-governance requires self-confidence, not paternalistic oversight. The hard truth the system won't say out loud: if you behave like a child, you will be treated like one. If you speak like a child, you will be spoken over. If you wait for someone to save you, you will be handled. And if you do not assert responsibility, the court will assume responsibility for you. Not because you're broken, but because the system is conditioned to fill vacuum with control. Vacuum created by silence, confusion, or fear is filled by the state until you fill it first. The capacity is not given, it is claimed. You break the seventh gate with one thing: affirmation. A simple, unwavering assertion. I am competent to represent myself. I fully understand my rights. I intend to proceed without waiver. I speak for myself. You don't need to know every rule. You don't need to be a legal expert. You don't need a law degree or the vocabulary of a scholar. Competence in a republic is not measured by fluency. It is measured by ownership. If you own your position, you demonstrate capacity. If you demonstrate capacity, the court must respect it. It is not pseudo-law. This is constitutional bedrock. What happens when you assert capacity? The courtroom shifts, not dramatically or theatrically, subtly. The judge sits upright. The bailiff watches you more closely. The clerk stops patronizing you. Counsel recalibrates. The tone changes. Because you are no longer the lost citizen wandering through the labyrinth. You are a participant, a voice, a procedural adult, a sovereign in the arena of law. And the system, even when imperfect, was built to recognize that posture and respond to it. The difference between saying, I can't, and I choose. Most people say they can't represent themselves, but the truth is deeper. They were never shown how. They were never told they could. They were never taught the architecture. They were never initiated into the machinery. They were never shown the levers that move the gears of a republic. So they default to, I can't. But now you say, I choose. And that single phrase shatters the presumption of incapacity. The Republic's quiet pride. When you assert capacity, you are not only defending yourself, you are re-entering the ancient lineage of citizens who understood what it meant to be free. Not just in spirit, but in process. Not just in belief, but in posture. Not just in theory, but also in action. You stand where those before you stood, unafraid of the bench, unbroken by ritual, unmoved by intimidation, anchored in agency. This is the seventh gate. This is adulthood in the Republic, and the Republic recognizes her own. You have passed Gate 7, and now you understand capacity is presumed absent unless you claim it. Confusion invites guardianship. Passivity invites replacement. Competence is demonstrated, not certified. A citizen speaks for themselves, not because they must, but because they can. Gate 7 is the point in the journey where the Republic stops treating you like a child and starts meeting you as an equal. Gate 8 waits on the horizon. Another gate has opened. With each step, the Republic remembers you more clearly. This has been another chapter of When Liberty Remembers. If this stirred something in you, if you felt the door open, good. Truly, I'm really, really glad you are here. The Republic is waking in those who listen. Join us for the next episode and step deeper into the architecture of your own sovereignty. And if these stories are resonating with your spirit, please hit all the buttons. Like, subscribe, share widely. It's the best thing you can do for any channel on YouTube, Rumble, or even a Facebook page, depending on where you're watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every one of you.